Well, here at the Fort Worth Rodeo, you know there's a lot of cowboys. And Jim, I heard a little rumor that you were a cowboy once.
I'm sort of a cowboy, but I'm not a rodeo cowboy. I only played one in the movies.
In the movies, did I hear a rumor about you being in a movie called Hero in the Rain?
I was in that movie. I was the hero who got caught in the rain, yes.
You want to tell us a little bit about that?
I did a movie several years ago with Sheriff Schuler, and we did a movie, and we have a clip from that movie which talks a little bit about the rodeo, and not only rodeo cowboys, but it talks about the people who go to the rodeo. And so it's all about Americana and love of country and love of God. And we'd like to show that clip to the folks right now.
Well, let's roll the clip and let's see what Jim's talking about.
So, you ever been to a rodeo?
No, I can't say that I have.
Well, you ought to go sometime. You might like it.
Well, maybe someday you'll take me.
If you like.
I like.
Okay.
You know, Jake, for years I've heard a saying about the rodeo, and I've always wondered if it was true.
Well, that depends on what you heard.
Well, what I heard is that there isn't a horse that can't be rode, and not a cowboy that can't be thrown.
Well, that's a true old saying, that's for sure.
Well, you know, I know that the rodeo is a big part of American history, but I really don't know much more than what I've read in magazines or seen in the movies.
Well, rodeo, to some folks, is very Americana. It's a place where people show their love of God, country. A place where some people pray and sing America the Beautiful, and they do it all with their family. To some, there's no greater honor than to be an American cowboy.
Wow, that is beautiful.
Yeah.
That's something.
Well, you know, those people sitting up in those stands, when they see that cowboy climb up that chute and into the saddle of a bucking bronc, that in that split second when they open that gate, that somehow, that they don't wish that could be them.
I never realized how important it is to some people.
Well, a songwriter once wrote, I'd rather spend 8 seconds in the saddle than a lifetime in the stands.
You really miss it, don't you?
Oh. I had my day in the sun.
So, did you win a lot?
Yeah.
So, you know the thrill of being a winner.
Yeah, I also know that winning belongs to the young.
You know what they say, don't you?
No, what do they say?
If we live long enough, we all get older.
Yeah, and that's the truth.
That's right.
Hello, folks. We're here at the Fort Worth Rodeo, and this year's theme is It's Legendary, Bring It. And this morning, Jim, they really did bring it with the rodeo parade. Tell us a little bit of your favorite things.
Well, one of my favorite things, I got to brag a little bit because my friend Cheyenne, she rode my horse Becca in the rodeo and for me in the parade. And I am so thrilled just to get to see Becker out there, along with Elvis. Elvis was out there, and Elvis is a horse, folks. Anyway, we got to see the parade. Our buddies from the Civil War reenactors were in the parade. A lot of great people out there. Miss Devon and the Outlaw and Miss Christine Harris was out there, and we got to see them riding in the parade, and so you got to see a lot of friends and made a lot of new friends, and the parade was wonderful, and I would love to show some of it.
Well, let's show some of those clips right now, and if you can't make it this year, be sure and come next year because it is one awesome parade.
So bring it. Yeah, there she is right there.
Where?
There they are. Now I can't find the thing.
Is that them there?
Them right there. Is that who I think that is? Well, hello, ma'am. How are you? Who's that good-looking horse you're riding there, girl? Mine,
Jim.
right. That's my horse.
Move back, Jim. Move back.
Right. Sometimes I get my camera out. And then Becca was on the other side of it. Ah, here they come. Don't watch it. Welcome back to Crossroads Live. My name is Jim Hoffmeyer, and I'm here with Pam Seal, and we have a brand spanking new video for you.
This is a new artist I'm not familiar with. Tell me a little bit about her.
Well, her name is Sandra Pillar, and she has a video called Days Like These. And I think it's one of those down back home, sit on the front porch and enjoy.
That sounds great.
And why don't you take a look, and we'll be right back on Crossroads Live.
Sunday morning, wake up early, feel the sunshine on my face. Lazy day, no need to hurry anywhere, just keep my spirit in a state of grace. Find a shade tree by the river, walking barefoot through the grass, skipping stones across the water like a child, thinking life goes by so fast. And I wish every day could be a sunny Sunday, peaceful as a summer breeze blowing through the leaves. This might be the closest thing Sunday. Peaceful as a summer breeze blowing through the leaves. This might be the closest thing to heaven, and I feel the angels smiling down on me on days like these. On days like these. Days like these. On days like these. On days like
For over 20 years, I've been interviewing the cowboy stars of film and television. Now I'd like to share what I've learned with you, not just the easily researched information, but the true stories behind the films and the stars. My audiobook, Golden Nuggets Along the Old Hollywood Trail, lets you in on little-known facts, trivia, and stories of the Western stars and films from the beginning to today. If you're a fan of the Western genre, I'd love to share my stories with you, and here's how.
The echo of my footsteps match the beating of my heart. The shadows and the loneliness since we've been apart. I'm haunted by a heartache and a never-ending swirl of desert dust and tumbleweeds. You've left me in a world that's a ghost town. Not around. There could be people everywhere, but all I do is stare into this ghost town without you here, and the pain is hard to bear in this cold, dusty air. Since you left me in a ghost town. Rode up to the canyon where we used to meet. Tried to get beyond the tears and all those memories. I looked out in that blue sky. I used to love this town. It's not the same old sunset now. There's no love to be found, 'cause it's a ghost town. Not around. There could be people everywhere, but all I do is stare into this ghost town without you here, and the pain is hard to bear in this cold, misty air. Since you left me in a ghost town, there's a lonely desert wind that's blowing through my heart tonight. And there's a glow in that Sierra sky as the sun sets all around. And the silence is so loud that my soul can't hear a sound. Since you left me in a ghost town, since you left me in a ghost town. echo of my footsteps match the beating of my heart.
And welcome back to Crossroads Live. My name is Jim Hoffmeyer, and I'm standing here with one of my ships in the night. Ken Farmer.
Watch your mouth, boy.
He's tried to teach me right, but I can't learn. But anyway, I have two great writers with me. Buck's one of them. And Ken, tell the folks who you are.
You just did. No, okay. I'm Ken Farmer. 40 years as a professional actor. Lost count of the TV shows. Movies, Silverado, Uncommon Valor, Newton Boys, Split Image, Friday Night Lights, a few others. And for 8 years, I was the guy that went, "So neighbor, how long's it been since you had a big, thick, steaming bowl of Wolf Brand chili?" Well, that's too long. Remember that one?
You do good.
I do. I practiced that once.
Somebody asked me a while ago, is that the guy who did the chili commercial? And I went, yeah.
Yeah.
You recognize. You're famous.
That's right. You can get my autograph later. But I'll take yours on a check.
Okay.
No, about, shut up, I'm not done
yet.
yet. You want me to be done? Who's doing this interview?
You.
Me? Oh, okay. I am.
All right.
This is my writing partner. Speak, Buck.
Hi, I'm Buck Steinke. My background is in aviation. I was an Air Force pilot for 8 years, 25 years with a commercial airline. I'm also a gunsmith, a gun designer, and have a retail gun store. In addition to that, I've been an author for several years, written numerous screenplays, teleplays, and 5 novels. Co-wrote with Ken.
So, can we talk a little bit before we really get into all the writing? I want to talk to you about the movie that you did.
Yeah?
Called Rockabilly Baby.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah.
About in 2007, when Buck and I actually first got acquainted, he found out I had written screenplays and so on. He said, "I want to read some of them." And I actually, finally, after 3 months of badgering, brought in a screenplay, and he read it, and he said, "How much does it cost to do this?" And I told him. He said, "Let's do it." And it was a screenplay that I had adapted from a Leslie Jordan stage play. Now, little Leslie Jordan, a little 4'11", won an Emmy for Boston Legal, I think. Comedian, been to Fort Worth many times. So I'd called him and said, "Leslie, you mind if I do a screenplay on your stage play, Rockabilly Baby?" "Why, sure, Kenny, go right ahead."
I love it.
We did that, and we shot 108 pages in 11 and a half shooting days.
Yeah, wow.
And turned out to be a pretty good film. It hasn't sold. Won a few awards. Audience Choice?
Audience Choice at the film festival up in Oklahoma, the Trail Dance, also Best Actor. And at Houston World Fest, we got a bronze Remy in drama. So,
well, the young man that played that piano. Now, tell me about that.
Well,
piano.
he didn't play the piano. We had a hand double.
A hand double.
But he did his own singing. Denton Everett. He did his own singing and wrote the songs.
Really?
But he had watched the piano player, the guy who, Dave Alexander came in, and he actually did all the background music, and watched him while we were shooting, and he said, "I thought he couldn't play the piano." I said, "He can't." He said, "My God." He said, "I'm a musician. I can't tell." I said, "He watched the actual piano player's hands and learned where to put his hands on the keyboard."
Wow, that's fantastic.
Outstanding young actor.
Yeah, wow. I thought he did a great job.
Yeah, he did.
By the way.
He did.
And great job of acting. And And directing. Had you been directing a long time, or is this?
That was my first directorial episode, and to me, a director basically picks the project, casts the right people, and then stays the hell out of everybody's way and lets them do their job. And that's what I did. I just stayed out of everybody's way.
Now I know what I did wrong. And so let's talk a little bit about that. When we got together and we talked last year. We talked about the book you had coming out, which was coming out on Valentine's Day. Remember that?
Yep.
And tell the folks a little bit about that book.
Okay, the books we wrote last year, we had Black Eagle Force, Eye of the Storm, followed by Sacred Mountain, and both of those have been released both in print and in ebook formats. They're selling very well. They're still in the top 100 of Amazon's top Kindle stores in war fiction. We've released another one. Here's a picture of it. We've got an insert for it called Return of the Starfighter. It's another Black Eagle Force novel. And it takes place over the Pacific Ocean with the United States fighting the Chinese.
Yeah, the Chinese want to come in and call their note of $5 trillion that we owe the Chinese government, which we do, but they want it in gold. We don't have enough gold. So they're going to come in and invade because they think they discovered America in 1422 by landing on the Oregon coast.
I see.
Which is actually according to fact.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
And so y'all just took that with a little imagination and put it together as a book.
Well, that's why we like to write fiction, because we can lie.
Yeah, well.
But we create things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a creator.
Well, let's just, okay, never mind. I'm not going to go there.
Okay. So anyway, that book came out. You got that book out, and
we have 3 Black Eagle Force books out right now, which are Black Eagle Force Eye of the Storm, Black Eagle Force Sacred Mountain, Return of the Starfighter, and one coming out this week is Black Eagle Force Blood Ivory. We take on poachers, pirates, and Muslim extremists, and the Black Eagle Force kicks some major butt.
Can we talk about that when we come back?
Yep.
All
Can
right,
do.
we'll be right back on Crossroads Live.
Today I'm out here with my pal Danny Boy, and we have a message for you from the American Lung Association. If you don't smoke, don't start. And if you do smoke, find a way to stop. Now, we know that it's not easy, so check with your doctor. He'll be the first one who'll be glad to help show you the way. Now, for a better quality life and a longer life, stop smoking today. So, for me and Danny, to all of you, good luck, God bless, and here's hoping we see you at the Crossroads.
Welcome back to Crossroads Live.
And you are here with Kenny and Buck, and this is round 2. And so, anyway, let's talk about the book you were just talking about. The
Blood Ivory, right? Buck, you want to talk about Blood Ivory?
Blood Ivory deals with a problem in Africa involving poaching of the great African elephant and also the rhinos, which are fast becoming extinct as a result of the poachers. We deal with them in a direct manner, as we do in most Black Eagle Force novels. We introduce a new character, and he actually would probably end up belonging to the Black Eagle Force. We have a close friend of the Secretary of Defense and the President of the United States is a senator by the name of Andrew Breitbart. He gets kidnapped along with his daughter on a photo safari in Africa. At the same time, a band of Al-Qaeda operatives, assisted by some Somalian pirates, capture a cruise liner in the Indian Ocean in between Mumbai and Madagascar. They've got 7,000 hostages, and they threaten to blow up the ship unless they receive $500 billion in gold as their ransom, and also they demand the release of all Muslim prisoners held anywhere worldwide. So that is the call to action for the Black Eagle Force, and it goes south from there.
So they messed up when they got a hold of the Black Eagle Force because 4 of the members were on board the cruise liner on their honeymoon. And 2 of them were the son and stepson of the first woman president of the United States.
Now, who was
Big
the first
trouble.
woman president of the United States?
Her name was Annette Henry Thompson.
I thought you were going to say Annette Funicello.
No,
oh boy, we're in trouble.
that shows how old you are. And she not only is the first woman president of the United States, she's also the first president who's also of American Indian descent.
Interesting.
And she's half Mescalera Apache. She will get you.
I bet she will. She don't know whether to cut your hair off or stab you, right?
Well, you don't mess with President Thompson.
No, not at all.
The generals asked what the rules of engagement were when they were going after the Somalis and the Muslims. And she said, "There are none, General. There are none."
I like that. I like that. And that's the way it ought to be.
That's right.
That's the way it ought to be, folks. No
That's right.
rules, right? And I believe it, Get the information ever how you can.
That's
you
right.
know. And so are these the books with the...
You talk often there,
No,
James?
not really.
I didn't think so.
What I'm
Okay.
trying to say is, are these characters based on people y'all might have known in the military, or
Well, yeah.
or did you just lie again?
No.
We would love to tell you about that, but then we'd have to kill you. Because
Well, we'll forget that part of the
no,
interview.
actually, we incorporate several people that we either presently know or have known in the past. I've got friends' names in there, that people I served with in the Air Force, and people I highly respected in the Air Force, people that served before me, and at the same time, some of them have been resurrected because they actually died in Vietnam, but they live on again in their fictional novels.
Right,
So.
good.
Right. A couple of our girls pilots in Black Eagle Force are former, let's say they flew fighter jets, tested the F-22 and F-35. One of them, we used one of our acting students. Her different name, but her character name is Maria Double D Sanchez. Use your imagination.
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh, I like that.
Who was also an 8th degree Kung Fu black belt. So we pick people we know.
Yeah.
And like I said, if we told you where you were, we'd have to kill you.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, I understand where you're coming from, because I have done a little writing. I can put 1 or 2 words together, and I usually write for people that I know. Sure. And so therefore, when they walk in the door and they know exactly, all they do is just almost be themselves, just say the words.
Yeah.
And it makes it much easier.
Well, as far as creating characters, we create the characters, create a scenario, and then
We let the characters tell the story.
I love it. Didn't you write a book called that? Tell
Which
the
one?
story?
That was the first book I'd ever written that we use in our acting class that we teach once a week, called Acting is Storytelling.
It is. Yeah.
And it's, I don't care about all this analysis and interpretation and all that crap. Just tell the damn story.
Yeah, well,
And that's what our books are about. We just tell the story. We let it out and let the characters figure it out.
Well, I want to talk about the Western.
The
You
Western.
got a Western.
The Western.
I love Westerns.
We had decided after writing, we had finished all three books. We had finished 3 of the Black Eagle Force, and we said, let's split genre. And we'd done military, and now we decided, since had a little expertise in the Western area, and I had written a screenplay in '88, and since we had already adapted a novel to a screenplay, we decided to go the other way and adapt a screenplay to a novel. And which means that we had to take 25,000 word screenplay and make it into a 75,000 word novel. And we did, and our main character is a character by the name of
Bass Reeves. He was the first black U.S. Marshal west of the Mississippi. He stood 6'3", weighed about 210, and he was a bad motor scooter. He'd administered over 30,000 felony warrants, including one on his own son. He killed 14 men in the line of duty. That's 7 more than Wild Bill Hickok.
And he served for 32 years and is considered by the U.S. Marshal Service to this day as the best U.S. Marshal in their history. They've just erected a life-size statue very similar to the statue of Will Rogers behind us in Fort Smith of Bass Reeves on horseback, and it stands outside the U.S. Marshal Museum. And in one particular instance, which is in our book, that you've heard of Belle Starr, Queen of the Outlaws.
Yeah.
Well, when she heard that Bass Reeves was carrying paper, that's a warrant for you
I understand.
pilgrims.
Well, I've heard that before.
Okay, I figured you had. Was carrying papers on her for larceny of horses. She went into Muskogee, Oklahoma, and turned herself in to Marshal Bud Ledbetter because she didn't want Bass Reeves on her tail.
Wow. And with that, we need to wrap.
We need to wrap.
We need to wrap. I want to thank you guys.
Well, this is the book, and here's what it's about. And different
I love it.
Okay, different kind of wrap.
WRAP. All right.
WRAP.
Thanks for having us on your show,
Well,
Jim.
thank you very much. Thank you for being here, my friend. And you too, Mr. Ship. And,
We enjoyed the singing and the big orange drink.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. Before we go, I want everybody to know he was in one of my favorite movies, Silverado, because he was with one of my favorite actresses, Linda Hunt.
Linda Hunt, sweet Linda Hunt.
Yeah, there you
All
go.
4'10" of her.
I love her, man. I love her. And anyway, thanks, everybody. Good night. We'll check you later. Thank you, Ken.
Good night.
Thank you, Buck.
Surprise!
Go away.
Oh, come on, Tori. You've got to eat something.
Cheer up. He'll be back Saturday night. I'm counting the seconds.
Are you sure you don't want to come with us?
I'm sure.
It's your loss, girl.
I wish it was Saturday night. I wish I was feeling alright. Oh, how I miss you tonight. Wish it was Saturday night. Wish it was Saturday night. Wish it was Saturday night. The last time that I saw you, boy, you look so fine. If I see you walking through that door, I know that you'll be mine. Yeah, I wish it was Saturday night. Wish it was Saturday night. Tell me how you feel, boy. Please don't be polite. Oh, I wish it was Saturday night. You held me tight, slow dancing beneath the pale moonlight. Please just give me one more chance, kissing you goodnight. Yeah, I wish it was Saturday night. Yeah, I wish it was Saturday night.
Music speaks a universal language
and forms the soundtrack of our lives.
Brings joy, hope, and healing.
However, the future of music is in jeopardy.
Illegal downloading and file sharing have already cost
over 70,000 industry-related jobs.
And the U.S. economy loses $30 million a day.
Let's work together and keep the music playing.
Please download and share music responsibly.
To learn more, visit savethemusicamerica.org.
She was a little too tall, her hand-me-downs a size too small. Heard them talking, walking down the hall, and they say, oh, look at little Miss Skinny String Bean, teacher's pet, red-headed free. Connect the dots with the freckles on her face. And she said, I don't care what you say, you're gonna take it all back someday. And they said, dream on Savannah. Dream on Savannah, a million trillion wishes and it won't make it all come true. Dream on Savannah, dream on Savannah, you ain't going nowhere, look at you. Dream on Savannah. Football games and homecoming queens, she never fit into that popular thing. She had a small part in a little scene of Romeo and Juliet. She knew one day she'd find the spotlight. Everybody said she was out of her mind. Girls like you don't get out of towns like this. And she said, I don't care what you say, you're gonna see me shine someday. And they said, dream on Savannah, dream on Savannah, a million trillion wishes and it won't make it all come true. Yeah. Dream on Savannah, dream on Savannah, you ain't going nowhere, look at you. Dream on Savannah. Now they all line up outside the Fairview 5, beneath the marquee sign that has Savannah's name in lights. They say they always knew she'd be a star someday. Now all the boys, they dream on Savannah, dream on Savannah, a million trillion wishes and you made them all come true. Dream on Savannah, dream on Savannah, you never did give up, now look at you. Dream on Savannah, dream on Savannah, dream on Savannah, dream on Savannah. Dream on, dream on, dream on, dream on.
I'm Colin Ray. Within the next 30 seconds, at least 3 children will be physically or sexually abused. We must stop this national tragedy that robs our children of their innocence, their dignity, and often their lives. If you or someone you know are being abused, call Child Help USA National Child Abuse Hotline at 1-800-4A-CHILD. Call is free and confidential 24 hours a day. 1-800-4A-CHILD. You can stop child abuse.
All right, and welcome back to Crossroads Live. I'm standing here with Mr. Buck Taylor. Hello, Buck, and welcome to Crossroads Live, buddy.
Good to see you, Jim. Thank you for having me on your show.
Oh, appreciate that.
You coming here every year. You know, I've been coming here about 22 years now, and it's the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo, and man, it never disappoints me.
Yeah.
I'm especially, I do a poster for them every year, you know.
Right.
And I've been doing the posters for, I think, 17 years. So I've been really busy doing that and trying to get something good for them. And this year I think I got something pretty neat.
Well, I saw it.
I have
yeah.
Texas written across it, and the cowboy, and Fort Worth Stock Show and rodeo.
Yeah,
So,
it looks great.
it's
Looks great.
something
We'll get a shot of that before we leave.
All right, it's something that I love. You know, I
Yeah.
love the cowboy way of life. But I also love the fact, you know, that I was on Gunsmoke for 8 years. And last year, a man named David Dunaway commissioned me to do a painting. He said, I want to see you in the Long Branch Saloon with the rest of them. David Dunaway, he commissioned me to do this painting. He said, I want you, with all the people that you worked with on Gunsmoke, to be in the Long Branch Saloon.
Yeah.
Well, he asked me for about 10 years. And finally, last summer, I painted it. And it's my gift to Gunsmoke and the fact that I was on it for so many years, and it was such a great show. So I'm very proud of the limited edition called the Long Branch Saloon.
I love it. I saw it floating
Did
around
you?
on Facebook. Yeah.
Well, I'm very proud of that, and that's been extremely. I'm just extremely grateful to have been part of that show that so many people have watched. I don't know how many people come here and say, I watched Gunsmoke with my grandfather.
Yeah.
You know, and they're still watching it. It's been on the air now for 57 years.
Wow.
And
somewhere in America it's on there.
Somewhere in the world, too.
In the world, yeah.
But had some friends from Sweden just come by, and they said, go to France. They run it there, too. So I'm just blessed, you know, to be able to live the cowboy life and to be part of a society of people of all races, creeds, and colors that love the same thing, and that's our American West, horses, livestock. You know, my hat's off to all the kids that are 4-H or FFA. I'm so proud of them.
That keep the world we grew up in alive.
And I think it's important. You know, dadgummit, if the rest of the United States and the world had the same values that we have as people, be a better place.
Well, may I share a moment with you that made me very proud just the other day?
What's that?
We were filming the rodeo parade right down in town. And I have a horse named Becca. And my little friend, she called me and asked me, can I ride Becca in the Fort Worth parade? And I was so proud just to get to see my horse in that parade. So,
you know, my dad rode in that parade years ago, and I didn't know it till about 2 years ago, because I'd ridden in it too. And to think that my dad back in the 40s rode in the Fort Worth parade, man, that's something.
Well, you know, we've known each other a little while, and your dad was always one of my favorite actors. I loved his work. And
Me too.
Everything that he did, you know, I mean, I loved him with Steve McQueen in the McQueen movies, you know.
I liked him in anything he ever did.
Yeah, I loved it. And he was great, you know, and I used to watch him because I remember Cannonball.
My favorite actor.
Yeah. Have you been doing anything with our military this year? I remember last year you talked about...
Yes, George Strait had a golf tournament that honored wounded warriors and invited me down there, and I'll tell you, being in the company of real heroes is something that if you haven't experienced, you should experience it sometime, because these are my heroes, they're all of our heroes.
Yeah.
And just to be around those guys, I hope it rubs
They
off
have
on
honored
them.
our country so well.
They sure have.
And,
They're my favorites.
I don't want to hold you up because I know you got a lot of work here going on, but I wanted to run one thing by you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any idea what you and I have in common? One thing. One little thing. Well, let me help you out.
All right.
What were you doing in May of 1938?
I don't remember back that far, but I think I was being born.
Yeah. Do you know? I was born on May 7th.
Oh, we're
And
close.
Yeah, we're like I looked it up the other day. We're like 6 days apart.
God, am I older or are you older?
I'm older.
Oh, God.
I'm the old man
Well,
here.
I'm catching up to you.
Oh, nah. Anyway, listen, I want to thank you, Buck, for taking time to be with us. Thank you very much. Thank you, folks. Good night.
Thank you.
I just woke up at another strange address. Yeah, I'm getting that old feeling I'm just a temporary guest. Yeah, we're keeping it together, but we're working way too hard. All we're sharing is a bedroom, a couple of worlds apart. And I can't tell you that I love you, 'cause we both deserve the truth. Yeah, my last mistake means nothing if my next mistake is you. And it ain't fair for me to use you just to wrap my arms around. Well, I don't want someone I can live with. I just want someone that I can't live without. Well, I don't know where I'm going, 'cause they don't make that map. I just know there's only one way out and ain't no way back. Yeah, no one sees it coming, 'cause lonely just don't see. And I'm not gonna make a promise that I know I can't keep. I can't tell you that I love you, 'cause we both deserve the truth. Yeah, my last mistake means nothing if my next mistake is you. And it ain't fair for me to use you just to wrap my arms around. I don't want someone I can live with. I just want someone that I can't live without. And I know, well, I might end up alone, but oh, that's a chance you take when you're letting go. Yeah, well, it ain't fair for me to use you just to wrap my arms around. I don't want someone I can live with. I just want someone that I can't live without. I just want someone that I can't live without. That I can live
But today I'm out here with Danny Boy, out here at the Crossroads Ranch. My request is this: have you signed up to be an organ donor? And have you talked this over with your loved ones so that they know your desires? That is a gift that only you and God together can give to those in need. So, till we meet again, good luck, God bless, and we'll see you at the Crossroads. Let's go, Danny.
Kisses her daddy goodbye, another scene from a trucker's life. 18 wheels roll down the road. Now just mom and her. 2 weeks he'll return, bringing black-eyed Susans for his girl. Black-eyed Susans, home sweet home. Back where he belongs, Susie's soul. Driving on screen door. She's hearing that diesel engine roar, and all these years he's been the same. Black-eyed Susan's home sweet home, back where he belongs, soothes his soul. Driving on, working hard is what he knows, and black-eyed Susan's along the road. Kisses her daddy goodbye. This day his child becomes a bride. Her love's waiting down the aisle. Just before it's time to go, he gives her what she's always known, a black-eyed Susan for the road. Black-eyed Susan's home sweet home, back where he belongs, soothes his soul. Driving on, working hard is what he knows, and black-eyed Susan's along the road. Black-eyed Susan's along the road.
And welcome back to Crossroads Live. And Jim, I can't believe the show's already over.
And it's been so much fun.
We've had a lot of great music videos and interviews.
And we met a lot of old friends again, and we got to meet some new friends. And I want everybody to tune us in next week, because if the good Lord willing and the creek don't rise, we'll be right here next week on Crossroads Live.
See you then.
This might be the closest thing to heaven, and I feel the angels smiling down on me on days like these.
This town is not the same old sunset now. There's no love to be found, 'cause it's a ghost town with you not around.
Kissing you goodnight. Yeah, I wish it was Saturday night. Yeah, I wish it was Saturday night.
Dream on Savannah, dream on Savannah. You ain't going nowhere, look at you. Dream on Savannah.
Just to wrap my arms around. Well, I don't want someone I can live with. I just want someone that I can't live without.
Black-eyed Susan's home sweet home, back where he belongs, soothes his soul.